Welcome. We're jumping in. We're going in hot. I think let's make our list together really quick here. One thing we need to do, hyper cannon. 2, bring back some containers. I'm sorry, canisters. 3, we need to make a blueprint for the fluid buffers. And 3, let's go ahead and build one gin circle. Something like that I think is a good session. So let's see if we've got the materials necessary to make a hyper cannon. Oh, we do. It's always nice when you don't plan a video and you actually have the stuff you need. It's very convenient, actually. Let's just get this temporarily connected. I'll make this as ugly as possible, so we'll fix it at some point. And then I think I'm just gonna bop over there and bop back. Store everything except for a little bit of fuel. And go. It's gonna be so cool when it's done. We have our little outpost over here where we're making containers. We're gonna grab as many as we possibly can here. Whoa, don't jump in there. We need a full blast because it's going to be a long trip. Nice. Okay, we have got all these containers, and we know that the containers kind of get stored here. So we can inject a few there. That actually should start... That should start providing us some fuel. Not that I super care about getting a bunch of fuel right now, but... just from a scientific standpoint, predicting things and then seeing if it comes true is kind of the whole deal. Hey, look at that. So that means there's fuel on these outer lanes looking to get some empty canisters. Making progress already. We've got those little container bits. I like that, but I don't want to have to put down that awkward 45-degree angle every single time. So we're gonna put a blueprint down. Just make that a little easier. We've already done 2 steps of our video, which means that each of these steps are not equally weighted. Alright, we got this guy. Whatever's going on here, just save it. Then clear it. All right. Foundations, 1 meter. We know the design of this is pretty straightforward. Then we need the road barriers. Apparently I should not have put this right on the edge. You know what? Oh, let's just use the bigger one. That way we can put it right in the center and still have room. To do all the rotations and things that we need to do. And unfortunately, just given the angles, got to do it 4 times and not twice. Try to extend this all the way over and use this. It's actually... It seems like it should work, though. We're going to have to try that a little bit. Let's see here. If we go here... Can I build another one and then nudge my way? Half a nudge. Oh, that's looking pretty close. Oh, but it's off by that amount. That's so unfortunate. Yeah. If we truly want a clean corner, we got to build it from this side. Get this center. And then take the center from this one and just accept the overlap. But that gets you that clean corner. I guess I could have deleted it after I copied it. Should I probably should go ahead and just include... Well, we might be able to go ahead and put both of these on here and almost call that a blueprint. Let's get this in and then we'll nudge it. I would probably say equal distance between here and here, with the presumption that we'll put this, I want to say in the middle there, but that feels like an unnecessarily long pipe. But yeah, let's do it. 1, 2, little tweak like that. And then logistics, Mark II pipe, connect. Totally missed and made that little thing of copper. So we'll call this fuel refinery fluid connectors. And we'll put the industrial fluid storage on in the icon. Gonna have to start cleaning up over here, but it only makes sense to clean up once you have your factory going, right? Because I wouldn't want to clean up and then only to find out we don't have the stuff we need. Speaking of which, though, before we head back, if we're gonna build one gen circle, what is that? 26 of those. So we need 2 of the new blueprint. Let's get our shopping list together. And then fuel generation circle 24. See, this is the type of thing I should have done before the video started, because now we got all kinds of crazy requirements, including 192 crystal oscillators that I know we don't have. Uh-oh. We could be in trouble here. And I almost never have extra crystal oscillators lying around. So I got kind of a problem. Let me think for a second. I think what I'll do is I'll take one of the Summers loops out of here temporarily. Wait, no, I've got to have a Summers loop in storage. Exactly one. purple power slugs. And we'll drop them in here. Use the power of our summer sloop to make double the amount of power shards. I guess we don't have to sit and watch that. Let's check and see what our engines are looking like. Plenty of engines. And we've got them going into storage. So we're done there. 2,200 copper sheets. $2,100 is probably enough, but let's go ahead and get them all. You want to make use of the digital depot, but it's also easier just to have them on hand and have one less thing on the list. Ooh, there's 48 crystal oscillators right there. $20 power shards. I think we'll reclaim our Summers loop and put it right back into storage. We'll have you totally burn down our power. Yeah. It amps up to 700 and basically 740 megawatts, which is going to totally wreck our power supply. 4 hours until we run out of power. The plan would be that we would be able to have fresh power supply between now and then. I think we can get the concrete checked off our list. We might go so far as to build a couple of these. Why did I say 24? Is that the right number? Yeah, I think it is. So I'm thinking we should head out and put a couple in place. You know what would be smarter though? If I could put you here and then grab a stack of rubber, let that start to repopulate in the digital depot. Maybe even 2 stacks. Just in case. That might get us a couple of extra clicks. I might want to do the same for encased beams as well. We've got 1 quartz crystal here. That's not necessarily helping us a ton. Speaking of quartz crystal, do we have enough quartz crystal in here to finish up. To me, the plan would be to come back and have all of the crystal oscillators we need ready to go. But it looks like we don't have enough quartz crystals for that to be true. 1,000 cable and 550. Yeah, we need a bunch of quartz crystal. We'll take a quick trip out for store all. Bop in. Bop you. We'll customize you to a copper. And then one container's enough, but I do think we should pull the quartz crystal from the inventory here. And then manually dump those into here so we can make sure we're making oscillators the whole time. Had to take a quick jaunt out to our quartz crystal factory. It's possible we should make this bigger. But we're not going to worry about it right now. The only thing we're short on are quartz crystals and rubber. I could probably squeeze. Let's put one more in here. We'll just take it all. It should repopulate on its own. Not fast enough, though, for us to be able to click all the way through. And the fact of the matter is we still need to come back for crystal oscillators. Which, how fast are they getting made? 5 per minute? Okay. So in 10 minutes, we'll have 50 of them. 20 minutes, we'll have 100. We might, after all that, come back and handcraft a few. But we'll be basically done at that point. And that's assuming we don't have a few on the location. Interesting. It looks like if I were to keep this kind of in the same vein as all the other stuff, I'd have to get a 1 meter foundation. Line it up perfectly. Oh, that's gonna be a pain. That is gonna be a major pain. It was easier before because I whipped this out before I built the other part. I don't think it's going to allow me to build it because it's a overlapping scenario. Oh, that's the idea. Of course, if I do it this way, let's go up and over. Just so it's easier to delete everything. Obviously, I'm not in a no-clip run right now, but I do want to maintain the same water level and everything as much as possible. So that changes the nature of the connection by a little bit. Right? Before it was something closer to this. I don't know that I care. I think it's probably better if it's perfectly aligned like that. So over here it was like half a foundation. Or was it? 1, 2, 3. Then it turns. So it's basically 0. The one closest to the circle is always shooting away from the circle. All right, then let's just check the distance on this. So wherever this connects, 1, 2, 3, 4, then it connects again. One, two. Do those distances look equal? It looks like a little bit of space. But actually, let's look at it again. A little bit more power. By a little bit, I mean maximum, of course. I mean, I think the fact is that I know that there's probably a half foundation missing. But I don't know that I can see that there's a half a foundation missing. Sorry, this is one of those things where once you've made the choice, you're basically locked in. It's 2.5 instead of 3. So actually what I'm building now is half a foundation longer. I think it's fine. I guess I might as well just go ahead and use the underconnect here. No reason to deny that. For a reason, sometimes it's easier to connect from the other side. Of course, we haven't connected any fuel to this pipe yet, so can't expect any fuel to flow. All right, how do we want to do this? Effectively, we've got to connect all of these. And drop them down. Unfortunately, there is no hanging splitter merger option for pipes. I could connect the first one to the last one and then do a little... Ooh, I don't know if that's going to fit, though. I mean, you could always just try it and see what it looks like. It looks halfway decent in my head. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to have the connective capability that we need. We would need to drop this down at least some. Maybe come out. I want to come out a step. And then turn it. Now, can I get this connected to this in a reasonable way? I mean, there's two ways to do it. If I junctured it down, then it would work much easier. What I feel like the first one went in a lot better than that. It didn't go in great, actually. I should have painted this copper first. I could have saved myself a halfway decent number of clicks. There we go. So that should actually more or less be working. Now we just have to find a good place to connect this. You know what? I might be okay with that. That wasn't my plan, but I might like it better. So now the good old fuel should be getting processed and sent into here. Which means it's automatically being sent over to here. Another amazing nighttime build for us. I think I'm gonna pop over and see how many crystal oscillators we have. This is almost guaranteeing that we're gonna have to do 2 trips like this, but with the rubber coming in pretty well, pretty good, I might be able to take care of all of that with good inventory management. Oh, 160. Beautiful. Hopefully our space elevator is not going to get in the way of this build. It might, though. We're gonna cram this in here. Let's see if we can find the water level. Fuel power generator. That's not what we wanted. We wanted fuel genie circle. Oh, I was worried there that we had selected the wrong blueprint. Why would you do that? Looks like this is right under the small billboard. And it needs to be on the center of the center. But we can worry about that afterwards. Okay. And we got it on the hotbar, finally. That might be the right height. No, it's too high. Wait. No, it's got to be too high because it's in line with this. We want it to be in line with this. That's it. I think that's going to be the easiest way to put this in place now. We just got to find the snap point that allows us to see. That time it was rotated wrong. All right, yeah, this is better. Let's not talk about that one. Looks like we need a few more spaces. We might have it. Let's do our little nudgery. Ironically, this is going to be the easiest one to build because it's the one with the least amount of internal workings. As is tradition, let's take a moment here to make sure that we're building correctly. Doesn't appear like we've missed anything. I had the rhythm, and now I've lost it. We gotta find it again. It's all about understanding where that snap point is. Oh, I can see it circling back. We're short a tiny bit of concrete. Just wait for the digital uploader. I guess since we're here, we could just go ahead and... I was gonna try to make use of our forethought and putting these signs inside, but we didn't put exactly enough to make them truly useful for light sources while building, or at least not the sole light source. So we get this fuel generator circle built, and then we'll pause on building fuel generators for a little while. Get back to the mega factory. We need to get a copper smeltery going. A couple things like that. That time you went counterclockwise, so this time we'll go clockwise. Because that's just variation gameplay. Why did I bow this out like this? Probably just so we could make the angle, make the connection ever so easier. This is why I like Power Tower so much, because you can... Maybe it was season 2, I was building a nuclear power plant against time, because I didn't build enough battery storage. And we were building it on the clock, which isn't great, by the way. Yeah. Ooh, we almost have 2 industrial fluid containers full. So now we need to connect the whole thing to power. Let's see where we are power-wise. We should have plenty, though. Yeah. Our crystal oscillator factory, if you want to call it that, is like 1/4 of our power draw. No connection. It's a shame that I didn't connect these. Did I not connect these? Oh, that's terrible. Ooh, that's really bad. We really need to alter that blueprint to include action. That was a pretty major oversight on my part. What is all this connected to then? Oh, that just connects the loop. I mean, there's no way I'm gonna delete all this, fix the blueprint, then rebuild it. I'm gonna put this in, confirm that I'm happy with it, then alter the blueprint. And it didn't intersect with our space elevator. So that's good news. Why is this one on? Oh. Wait, what? This has to be in its own... Yeah, he's producing 250 by himself. Consuming 20 per minute on 24. So we just need to get this connected to the primary. Ugh. I don't want to see the back of that. But I also don't want to see the wire. Especially not on one. Okay, we'll just put the clip somewhere a little less conspicuous. Like over here. One fuel generator was enough to get our power back where it needs to be. This would be so much easier with a hover pack. I hear you saying that. But I don't grant myself technologies. I play as the chef intended. No soy sauce, though sometimes I like a little wasabi. Brown. We gotta connect all of these. I'm curious to see what the subtitle is. Brown comes out as. And then... Oh, I missed. Strong. That's gonna be an amazing amount of power. Look at that. Stair step, stair step, stair step. Boom. We're sitting on 9,000 megawatts. And we are only 1/3 of the way through. Packaged water. Packaged water. So it looks like we're in a kind of a spot where we would benefit for some more hand delivery of containers. I guess this is going to be a lot of containers. More than I expected. Let me hit a save before I hit this. I guess while we're flying, we could also take a peek. I think it's coming together. Another hand delivery of containers. A good chunk of these containers are just not getting used. I mean, we're probably not fully connecting an appropriate amount of our fuel packagers, refinery diluted fuel. That's probably not fully ready to go quite yet. Oh man, that looks really good. I'm going to give this guy a temporary boost. I mean, I know that I'm right that we need to send in more empties. I just didn't think it would be that pronounced and obvious. Over here, though, shouldn't they be having a different problem? Like an output jammed problem? Nope, they need containers as well. How many containers could I possibly need? And when I say containers, I mean canisters. Unless I'm talking about containers. Which, in that case, I mean storage. I'm just... man. One-third of the fuel is being sent to areas that aren't being used. So that could be temporarily tweaked. So that's going to give this guy all the fuel. Why did we have 9,000 to start and now we're down to 4,700? Surely we didn't burn through all the fuel that we had stored that quickly. We burned through all the fuel that we had stored that quickly. $20 per minute, so that's 480. And over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 60, which is 480. That leaves us very little margin for error. But we're more or less using all the empties that we get now. Though, technically we're loading them up over here as well. So we're going to end up with a huge fuel storage. I might have to be okay with that if I'm not willing to finish all of this right now. I could also disconnect this. It should effectively be perfectly balanced. Except for the occasional lapse like that. Wonder what's going on there. So the guys at the end of this circle aren't getting canisters. But I think that's by design, right? Because there are injection points equally spaced on this circle. At least 3 out of 4. of the effective cardinal directions have inputs for canisters. But again, we've only built one of the 3. And this is 60 per minute, so it's going to be... I mean, at this rate, by the time we get back around again, they're going to be empty. So this is not really doing anything. Just allowing these other machines a little opportunity to process. And I guess it's giving me an opportunity to think about what I want to do next. We should probably get back to the mega factory and just start to grind some of that stuff out. Oh, a container or 2 did make it down the line here. So it's not all bad news. If I wanted to share the wealth a little bit, I could set this one to any. That would just operate like a splitter. So here's what I'm thinking. One canister, one industrial storage container full of canisters for each industrial storage container. So one full here, one full here, one full here, one full here, and then 2 more full for these 2 outputs. I don't know how I'm going to combine all these. In a perfect world, I could say I could just finish that up, but we don't have the crystal oscillators. If we put in one storage container full at each step, that should more than compensate for travel times. Because effectively, every step of the way will have a full belt worth on the belt at all times. Hey, most of these are on now. 2 or 3 of them are not working. Right, that should result in this belt constantly putting empties out, which should mean that they're constantly getting packed with water, shipped over here, diluted, and then the packed fuel should be sent right back in to be unpacked and then shipped. So this is the question right here. Flow rate 600. Ooh. I could valve this just to be super clear about my intent. It's a little worrisome that we're generating so much fuel, actually. But I'm happy that these guys have a little surplus to pull from. I wish you could see the power generation breakdown. Oh, we're also getting benefits of the boost too. That's important to remember. So that 6,000 is 6,600, I think. But then that means our original coal factory, which is still connected, is doing nothing, which doesn't seem likely. somewhere in there, I think, is our thumbnail. Could also be something like this. All in all, I think we're done, but I don't like the jagged nature. One thing we are doing is we're basically favoring this side. Yeah, so the guy at the end, the guy at the beginning does great, obviously. The guy at the end gets everybody's leftovers, but the second guy from the end is struggling. 20 fuel, so it's 480. And we're making 480, so that basically puts us right at the distribution has to be perfect. Unless we let one of these guys build up a good surplus. But there's a radio surplus. What is going on? 600 is flowing in. 600 is flowing out. Well, not always. I think we should split this. Oh wait, technically it's already split. Half of it goes this way, and the other half goes the other way. So maybe we should do the opposite. Maybe we should not connect it here. And then force it to go all the way around. This pump is mostly unnecessary, but I think for this power to work, we've got to stay pretty much over 480 at all times. I just want to set the directional desire, make my intent clear. This guy somehow is just getting a net increase. but he's draining pretty effectively. So I think it's just one of those things you just kind of have to let it settle in. We're providing them plenty of empty canisters. We're getting back plenty of fuel. Right, because this set of pumps is responsible for that fuel circle. This one is for that one, and this one is for that one. So it wouldn't make any sense to try to hook any additional things up before we were committed to building the other fuel circles. I think this is working. I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm ready to call it. And the rest of this system is shutting down because it's built for 3 times the capacity. So yeah, we're only using 1/3 of the capacity. Which, that is an interesting question. If that's the case, are these guys backing up with fuel? No. How is that possible? It's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to figure out exactly how I want to... I think I want to take this totally out. Let that just be the water entry point only. And then make this the entry-exit point for containers and fuel. But as it currently stands, this is pretty close to done. I kind of want to have this be full of fuel, so when we do bring these other 2 online, there should be no doubt that it's ready to go. Yeah, I think we're done. I am happy with that. Let's call that phase 1 complete. Let's see if we can get our aerial shot here. You know what? I just realized I don't know how much gas I have. I should have plenty though. Oh, as soon as I say that, I run out. All right, let's not push our luck any further. We've had a good, no death, no accidents, no major health loss run. So we're gonna call it there. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Let's check our power one more time. Oh yeah, it's settling in. We'll see you next time.